As Democrats shift their presidential preference caucus to mail-in balloting in Iowa, with incumbent President Joe Biden the likely winner, Republicans take center stage during Iowa's 2024 caucus when supporters assemble in person to choose their candidate for the Republican nomination. VOA's Ken Farabaugh has more from the Iowa state capital of Des Moines.
In the final hours of the campaign ahead of the Iowa caucus, the story all across the state is the weather. Sub-zero freezing temperatures have impacted the schedules of all the candidates seeking to reach those voters in person in the days and hours ahead of the January 15th Iowa caucus. Of course, former President Donald Trump had several campaign events scheduled here in the state. He had reduced those events to just one. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley decided to move many of her in-person events online to prevent those people from heading out in dangerous weather conditions. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis also scaled back some of his events. Polling ahead of the Iowa caucus shows that former President Donald Trump has a commanding lead. The story, though, is the race for second place. Right now, there's a tight race with Haley and DeSantis. They're both polling close to each other. Right now, it looks like former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is in second place. Of course, the great unknown, though, is how much this weather and these cold temperatures are going to impact turnout on caucus night. Those voters, those people who will caucus at these meetings, have to show up in person to cast their ballot for their preference for the nominee, for their presidential nomination, their presidential pick. And so you have to brave the weather. You have to get out in those cold conditions, and you have to show up in person to show that support for the candidate that you are choosing. How much this weather is going to impact that turnout is the great question. From Des Moines, Iowa, Kane Fairbaugh, VOA News.